Sometimes you need to take a hose off to be able to change an O-ring or maybe even change the hose. In this video, I'm going to show you the quick and easy way to take your regulator hoses on and off. How's it going, dive buddies? It is Kyle here with another quick scuba tip, and today's quick tip we're going to be covering how to take off and replace your regulator hoses. There's a couple different reasons why you may have to take your hoses off. The first is you might have a leaking O-ring. O-rings over time can dry out and break, causing leaks to come out from around the first stage in the hoses. Another reason where you might have to change your hose is you have a blown hose, or there is a hole somewhere across the duration of your hose that would cause you to have to replace it. Now, if you're lucky, you might have a spare hose floating around in your Save a Dive kit maybe, or even maybe in the back of your car. And if you do, then you're gonna be able to save the day and change the hose. And here's how you do it. It is very simple. If you can use a wrench, then you can change a hose. And if you can't use a wrench, then I'm gonna teach you. So just follow along. So you're gonna need one thing for this, a wrench. So you're gonna slide your wrench up on the hose and you're gonna make sure that you get as much coverage of the wrench onto the nut area of the hose. You wanna make sure that it's snug down on there so that when you go to loosen it, it doesn't strip or dull the sides of the hose if the hose happens to be a little more snug than usual. Then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna loosen off the hose with the wrench. So once you get the hose loosened with the wrench, then you're gonna be able to finish up the loosening process with your hands. You can just unscrew it like that, remove the hose, and then address the situation, whatever it is that you have to do, whether it's to remove the O-ring, replace it, change the hose itself, or plug the port with a port plug to deal with it later. So once you've done whatever you need to do to the hose, we're gonna put the hose back in. And to do so, we're gonna slowly thread with our fingers the hose back in. We wanna make sure that we aren't double threading anything. So if there's any resistance, stop, back off, and try to go in again. Then finger turn the hose all the way in once it's snug. And once you've got it in there as far as you can with your fingers, grab your wrench, make sure the wrench is snug on the nut of the hose here, and tighten just snugly. You don't need to reef it tight or anything. If you do this, you run the risk of damaging potentially the threads on the first stage, as well as the hose itself. And we want to grab a tank, turn the air on, and test it out. It is very, very important to always test the regulator once you do any change, whether it's changing a hose, any sort of adjustments. We want to make sure, we want to try to eliminate as many surprises as we can before we get to the dive site. That way we can just get in, we can hook up our equipment and jump in the water without having to worry about any sort of additional problems that may have come due to any sort of changes that we've made. And there you have it, guys, how to change your regulator hoses. As you can see, super simple, super easy. If you can use a wrench, you can totally change your hoses. And if you can't use a wrench, then just watch the video 10 times and I'm sure you'll catch the hang of it and you'll be able to change them in no time. And if you have any specific questions about your particular equipment that you have, your particular first stages or your hoses, leave a comment in the comment section below and we'll be happy to help you out. Thanks again for watching this video, guys. If you like this video, maybe consider liking it, and hey, maybe subscribe to the Dive Wagon for more awesome quick scuba tips and dive content. See you next time and happy diving.